The confines of AT&T Park haven't been friendly to the Giants this series. The Cubs have rolled into town and they've knocked the ball all over the yard. And today, the man in charge of putting the Cubs in their place is Madison Bumgarner. A winner in his last start, Bumgarner looks to get the orange and black back on track. And it's coming up next. Day baseball here at AT&T Park. We got a nice day for a ball game. This will wrap up this three-game series, Giants and Cubs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is John Miller. Now, there are a lot of things that we can discuss, from the Giants needing a win, they're six back, all of those things. But what we really have to address is a couple of veteran guys walked out of the clubhouse today, John, and that shakes things up a bit.
Indeed, it's a bright, sunshiny day, and there is something new under the sun for the Giants, as both Aaron Rowand and Miguel Tejada have been designated for assignment. And we'll get into the particulars of that during the telecast. But Pat Burrell has been activated from the disabled list. And Brett Pill, a minor leaguer who is having a big season at Fresno, 107 RBIs down there, also added. However, they're both here but not in the lineup. Mark DeRosa gets a start at first base. DeRosa, a guy that maybe we thought 2 weeks ago or so might also be walking that same plank, as DeRosa has suddenly started to contribute and has been a big batter for the Giants late in games, and they've been looking for that kind of a late game hero. So he's in the lineup today.
Throw all that into the mix, and more than anything, the Giants need a win. All right, when we come back, Amy G is going to take a look at a great day for the Aloos. All right, she's going to do that right after this.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by AT&T and by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Well, we've got some day game action taking place at AT&T Park this afternoon. Folks crossing the Bay Bridge to get over here for a 12:45 start. And the Giants looking to salvage a game in this final game of the three-game series against the Chicago Cubs. Welcome back to the ballpark. I'm Amy Gutierrez. Now, there have been some great moments in Giants history, and we are going to show you one of those right now. It is our McDonald's True Stories. This date in Giants history, we go back to August 31st, 2005. Moises Alou slams a solo home run in a 5-3 Giants victory over the Rockies. It was his 294th career home run, and combine that with his pop, Felipe Alou's 206 career home runs, and the father and son duo combined for 500 long balls. And yes, his dad Felipe was managing that day. It's a fun memory. All right, we've got a lot happening here today. Pat Burrell has been reinstated, and the Giants purchased Brett Pill's contract. And Madison Bumgarner's on the mound. First pitch coming up shortly, but first we're going to take you to our Sportsnet studios for an update immediately following these messages. Stay with us.
Here at AT&T Park, you see the newly activated Pat Burrell with good wishes to Madison Bumgarner. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 65 degrees here at the yard. We got winds at 8 miles per hour. Humidity at 67%, and we're looking forward to a beautiful day. All right, here's the Cubs lineup, who have won the first 2 games in this series. It'll be Starlin Castro, followed by Reed Johnson, and then Aramis Ramirez. Jeff Baker is the cleanup hitter. Then Soriano, who's had a big series, and he's also got good lifetime numbers against Bumgarner. Soriano this afternoon is in the 5th spot. Then it's Bird, Soto, Barney, and Lopez. So Bumgarner coming out of the dugout. Bumgarner's numbers on the year: he's 8-12 with a 3.59 ERA. This will be his second start against the Cubs. On May 13th, he went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and the Giants lost on that day 11-4. So he is 0-1 this year against Chicago, but 1-1 lifetime. He beat the Cubs last year in a 1-0 win where he went 7 innings and struck out 9. Defensively, behind Bumgarner, it will be in the outfield from left to right. It'll be Ross, Torres, and Beltran. Sandoval, Fontenot, Keppinger, and Mark DeRosa, his 3rd start at first this year. Stewart will do the catching, and Bumgarner will be on the hill. Now, the Giants are in dire straits right now. They know it. They keep losing, and Arizona keeps winning. Giants have lost 3 straight. Arizona, on the other hand, is going in the other direction. They've won 8 straight. So the Giants know the importance not just of this game, but every game the rest of the way. And they also know that Arizona comes into town Friday night to start a weekend series. So whatever Arizona does between now and Friday night, the Giants do not have any control over that. They do, however, have control over this game to see if they can get in a winning track before the Diamondbacks take the field Friday night. So we've got afternoon baseball, a beautiful day, a beautiful crowd, and the Giants are hoping for a beautiful ending. Here to tell you about it, it's John Miller.
All right, thanks very much, Dwayne. And we were mentioning Arizona. They play tonight at home against Colorado. Esmail Rogers, a right-hander for the Rockies, up against Josh Colmenter, a right-hander for the D-backs. 21-year-old Starlin Castro leads off for the Cubs, and a fastball in for a called strike from Bumgarner. 65 degrees, the official game time temperature. There's some wind blowing right out toward McCovey Cove in right field. Castro hitting .304. He leads the league in base hits as the foul ball makes it an 0-2 count. Reed Johnson on deck. Aramis Ramirez due up 3rd. There's a look at the flags out in right center field. Going out toward McCovey Cove. There's Ramirez and manager Mike Quaddy in the dugout. 0-2 the count. Off his foot. Ouch. 0-2. The umpiring alignment for this game: Doug Eddings behind the plate. The crew chief, Dana DeMuth, at first. Kerwin Danley at second. Paul Nauert is the third base umpire. What a day. Spectacular, bright, sunshiny day. Curveball, bounce foul, and it is 0-2. And I don't know that anybody in the Giants clubhouse was shocked about the Giants moves today, designating both Miguel Tejada and Aaron Rowan for assignment. There have been a lot of rumors running through the clubhouse at various times. That ball is fouled and out of play, and the count is 0-2. But they certainly were not without their friends in that clubhouse. It is a pretty close-knit group. So Pat Burrell is up. He and Aubrey Huff, friends for a long time, going back to their days in college at the University of Miami. And the strikeout. Castro, who is tough to strike out, goes down.
And take a look at the tilt on this. Very good. But getting back to what happened today, you're right, John. Maybe guys not surprised, but a lot of them saddened just because, especially in the case of Aaron Rowan, you know, maybe Rowan didn't put up the numbers that everybody thought he would, but the bottom line was is he was here when this team won a world championship. And
Ryan Sabian talked about that, Giants general manager. His ball, no, I beg your pardon, a high strike call to Reed Johnson. It's 0-1. Johnson had been a hot hitter in the month of August. Only his teammate Aramis Ramirez has been a better hitter for batting average in all of the National League. There's Ramirez on deck in the month of August. That's a foul out of play, and the count is quickly 0-2. But Ryan Sabian made the comment. He said, hey, we brought Aaron Rowan here to try and help us win a World Series, and he did that. So we appreciate what he did to help this ball club achieve the pinnacle of success. But the production was simply not there. They fouled off the mask of the catcher, Stewart. And Sabian went on to say that he thought the Giants just are not going to have enough at bats to keep these guys around. So, and neither one of them were happy, having been everyday players throughout their careers, at the lack of playing time. The big curveball puts away Reed Johnson, and Madison Bumgarner with an impressive beginning to his day. 2 straight strikeouts. And against right-handed hitters, and he's going to face a lot of them. The Cubs have only right-handed hitters up and down their lineup.
John said the big curveball, and in a perfect location, not a strike if Johnson takes it, but he had to make a decision, and he swung and missed.
And the foul ball, Aramis Ramirez.
Here's Ultramo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. There's the very nice, smooth motion of Madison Bumgarner, is that Ultramo follows that pitch all the way into Stewart's glove.
Very tightly spun curveball. Some curveballs that come in almost looks like they go up before they come down.
Like Cuellar.
Cuellar, who started in the National League with Houston and went to Baltimore and really blossomed in those great pitching staffs in Baltimore in the late 60s, early 70s. Won a Cy Young Award with the Orioles. The staff of Jim Palmer, Dave McNally, and Pat Dobson.
When I got to the big leagues, I thought I'd seen just about everything you could see out of what type of pitchers and pitches thrown by guys. He was the one guy. I'd never seen anybody like him before. He was a left-handed guy, big curveball, and he threw a screwball.
3-2. You got him chasing that cutter on a 3-1 pitch. And Mike Cuellar, I remember seeing him years later in an old-timers game at the old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. Went out to the mound, got a nice round of applause. First pitch, big overhand slow curveball.
Yep. Right off the bat.
Could still spin one. That is a fair ball. And DeRosa with the unassisted putout, and a very impressive first inning for Bumgarner. Torres of the Giants coming up.
Maybe Rowan or Tejada are on that boat. Said, hey, I'm just going to leave by way of the boat, for crying out loud.
Sail off into the sunset. I was hoping that the illusion would be the Giants' boat has just sailed in.
Yeah. Coming in. Help. Giants lineup is brought to you by HP. Everybody on. It'll be Torres, Keppinger, and then Pablo Sandoval. See, Torres' numbers very good against Lopez. A lot of these Giants hitters have good numbers against Lopez. Beltran, the cleanup hitter, then DeRosa, Ross, Fontenot 7th, Stewart 8th, Bumgarner 9th. Rodrigo Lopez will throw just about anything at any time. He does not have dazzling stuff, but what he has to have to win today is his control. His history this year is he's pitched very well through the first 5 innings, but then gotten lit up after that.
Torres shows bunt, takes ball 1. Well, that was what happened when the Giants saw him in Chicago back on June 28th. They got a run in the 2nd, and that was the only run they had until the 5th inning. And then they knocked him out in the 5th inning. It's falling, and just in front of Reed Johnson, it's a base hit for Torres.
Well, you just saw Reed Johnson, who's the Cubs right fielder. Also out on the outfield joining Johnson will be Soriano in left, Bird in center. From 3rd to 1st, it'll be Ramirez, Castro, Barney, and Jeff Baker gets a start. And catching Lopez will be Giovanni Soto.
Keppinger up. Keppinger, who had 3 hits and knocked in the Giants 2 runs last night, hitting .297. And Torres back to the bag. Torres 16 steals for the year. Rodrigo Lopez, 36 years old. He is from Tlalnepantla, Mexico.
Yep.
If I have that right. Torres back to the bag again. Pablo Sandoval on deck, and Mark DeRosa. Well, yeah, DeRosa is in the. He's not even in the hole, but he's getting ready.
Calm down, Mark.
He's expecting a bat here in the 1st, and he's expecting big things right away, apparently.
Your turn will come.
Giants flip-flopping Sandoval and Beltran today. Sandoval 3rd, Beltran 4th. There's Beltran. He's in the hole. Pablo on deck. Giants trying to get something going right away here against the veteran right-hander Rodrigo Lopez. And back to the bag with a dive is Andres Torres. Rodrigo Lopez, I asked Mark DeRosa about him before the game, and DeRosa confirmed he's had success against him, which is likely why he's in there, even though it's a right-hander against a right-hander setup, as shoe came untied there for Torres. On 1 the count to Keppinger. And I said, where'd you face him? And he said, well, let's see. When he was in Baltimore, when he was in Philadelphia, I faced him when he's been in a lot of different cities. He's a well-traveled pitcher. In the big leagues, the Padres, the Orioles, Colorado, the Phillies, Arizona last year. Off the inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And in a Cubs uniform, if you look at his mannerisms, he has a way of mimicking Greg Maddux.
I think that's something new. I don't remember seeing that from him before.
I mean, maybe it's just a Cubs uniform. I don't know.
But he walks like him. His whole motion is just like that. He wears his hat the same way.
Wears the hat exactly the same way. You're right. His glove, he hangs onto the glove the same way.
Well, he had a 5.0 earned run average last year with Arizona. 7 wins, 16 losses. Maybe he thought, what I'm doing is not working. Yeah. Let's do the Greg Maddux thing. There goes Torres, and it's foul backing out of play.
Well, didn't Charlie Morton do the Roy Halladay thing?
Well, he did.
Yeah, so I think maybe we got something going on here.
It's not a bad idea.
No, pick out somebody really
Although,
good.
If you can look like him and also then throw like them, I think you'd have more success with it. Or even if you didn't look like him and your mannerisms were not like him, but you still threw like him.
That's good too.
Giants used to have a relief pitcher who he'd walk in for the bullpen looking like Greg Maddux. 1-2 the count. There goes Torres. Soto's throw. Good throw. He got him. Barney, the second baseman, put the tag on. That was almost like a semi-pitch out, up and away.
Well, you got to give the catcher an opportunity, and Lopez does. Plus, you're right. It was a good pitch to throw on if you're the Cubs catcher, and he made a perfect throw.
So 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 to Keppinger. Over goes Reed Johnson. Makes the Willie Mays style basket catch.
The visiting players should not be allowed to do that in San Francisco.
It's offensive.
Giants players, okay.
Number 24, Willie Mays. The best there ever was.
He's been at the park a lot during this homestand.
Willie not only would make the basket, he'd make the basket catch on every fly ball, but he would also tap the glove when he knew he had it. Pablo Sandoval. That was a little bit of showmanship with Willie. Reed Johnson. I think Johnson, it was more a matter of necessity.
I think he got to it quicker than he thought he was going to.
Sandoval, who is hurting for a hit. He'd been the Giants' most dependable hitter for a good long while, but he's only 4 for 25 on this homestand. The average has been plummeting. 299 at game time. 15 homers, 50 batted in. Rodrigo Lopez misses. 2 balls and a strike. You mentioned some of the Giants who've had success against Lopez. Pablo is one. He's got a 400 career average against him. And in 15 at bats, he's hit 4 doubles and a homer against Lopez. Wow, the bat just exploded. Ramirez just got him at first. Bumgarner back to the hill with Jeff Baker, then Soriano coming up.
It's our last day for Tweet to Win. Here's how you do it. Follow at CSN Authentic. Pay attention to my in-game reports immediately following the game. At CSN Authentic, we'll tweet a trivia question. Be the first to answer it correctly, and you're going to get tickets to the Cal game. At CSN Authentic. Follow it now. Dwayne, John?
Amy G., thank you. Tweet to Win. You know, I found out last night that the Twitter is not an actual device. You can do it with almost any device.
Okay.
Kept thinking I better get down to my local shop and get myself a Twitter machine, but you don't need one.
Well, then you and I ought to just start doing it.
I'm going to start doing it. I'm going to become one of your followers.
We could have an audience of one.
Every time. Well, I'll be in there.
Yeah.
You tweet me anything and I'll be there, because apparently you get notified, right?
Right.
Even if you don't have a Twitter device,
Right.
it's a Twitter, what do you call it? Software. That's a strike.
It's very popular, John.
Followers.
Just another thing, though, to have to worry about. Right?
I asked Andy Bagley of the Mercury about it. His first response was, I have 20,000 followers. Wow.
Yeah,
Almost sound like a religious thing.
Yeah, they people that have those accounts, they know exactly how many followers they have.
Sound like almost like he had a flock.
I know. And I mean, do they know if their following goes down?
These people all here, right here, that could be our followers.
There you go.
2-2 the count.
I guess the way to do it is you attach yourself to somebody that has a lot of followers. Like you should attach your Twitter account to like Charlie Sheen.
So whenever he sends one out, I'll get it. Yeah.
and then you, when you send one out, all of his people will get.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That would be good for me.
That's right.
Amy G has 16,500. That's right around the same as Henry Schulman,
Yeah.
the outstanding baseball writer for the San Francisco Chronicle. Strike 3 called to Baker. And that's 3 of the first 4 hitters that Bumgarner has faced that he has struck. Oh, she's sending one right now.
That's right. So
Wow.
So we could attach ours to Charlie Sheen's and Amy G's.
Look at that.
Beautiful.
She can do it one-handed. She's very experienced. One out here is Soriano. So I really don't want to do it other than for the prestige. I want you to come up to me and say, how's the Twitter thing going? Well, I've got 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
How about you? How many do you have? Oh, there's somebody going right now.
No.
These are our people. Instead, Soriano takes a curve for a ball, 2-0. I have a theory, though, for you. Go right past the Twitter, and you can start a new one called a Kuiper.
That's right.
Yeah, I Kuiped him, and
I know. The kind of the weirder the name, the more popular these things get.
Yeah, I Kuiped him, and I got a response from 20,000 people.
Yeah. Oh, my word.
Well, it's ball 4 to Soriano. And the way he's been going in this series, maybe not a bad idea to pitch around him.
Well, only way to be guaranteed tickets to possible postseason play is to become a season ticket holder. Act now before this limited number of seats are sold out. What you need to do if you want to talk to someone, call 415-972-2298. If you don't want to talk to anybody, go to sfgiants.com/season.
Marlon Byrd, the hitter, 2 for 10 in the series. And that cutter for a strike, and it's 0-1. No score, second inning. Final day of August. I remember last year, Tim Lincecum had the worst month of his life as a pitcher in August. And he really was anxious for August to be over and to turn that page. And you thought, well, it's still just sort of, you're figuratively turning it. But then he's really turned it into a literal page turner, because 1st of September he pitched a beauty and then never looked back. It was as if that bad month had never happened. Now you got the whole ball club that might want to do that. Although Lincecum, Kane, the pitchers in general, but especially Lincecum and Kane, they've been outstanding in August. Not that it would show up so much in the wins, but their numbers for the season, the earned run average, the whole panoply of pitchers' numbers, all better for both Lincecum and Kane in the month of August. than they were before. But the two of them have only combined for 4 wins in spite of the great pitching. So it's the hitters eagerly awaiting the calendar to move on to September.
Indeed they are.
1-2 the count to Bird. Giovanni Soto on deck. All the Cubs hitters will bat right-handed today against Madison Bumgarner. And the Cubs have been a tough team if you're a left-handed pitcher. They hit better against lefties, and they are a club. I suppose if you're going to remake the club for next year, if you're going to be the new GM, you might start with trying to make them not so centered around their right-handed hitting. Cubs have lost 60% of the games started against them, though, by left-handers. So they've hit better against the lefties, but they haven't necessarily won anymore against them, as Bird has gone on strikes. Now the Farmers Insurance report card. September of last year, we were just talking about that. The Giants won more than 69% of their games. They had 18 wins. The ERA, though, in September a year ago, 1.78. Wow. And they allowed only 15 home runs, the fewest in the majors. They didn't score that many runs, didn't hit that well, but the pitching made it almost irrelevant. And that run total, that 3.7 a game, as you see, Brett Pill is here now. Just called up from Fresno. Had 107 RBIs the last I saw.
He's a big leaguer.
Welcome to the show, son. And it was no overnight thing for him. He's been around a while.
You know, you as a kid, you envision what your first day is going to be like, when and where you're going to walk onto the field, and I'm not sure he ever envisioned walking into the big league dugout in the middle of a game.
Welcome to the show, kid. Back to the bag is Soriano.
Now what he's doing is he's looking for a familiar face. Because if you get 24 guys that ignore you, now you're feeling not that good.
Wait a minute. I've seen you before.
Right, maybe a hug is always good. All right, there we go.
Sergio Romo.
He's the hugger on the team.
He's the Giants welcome wagon. Ooh, now that was nasty. He strikes out the side. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings. Welcome to the big leagues, Brett Hill.
Time for Subway, Eat Fresh, Ask Hype and John. Evan from Millbrae wants to know when rosters are expanded tomorrow, who will be the Giants call-up?
Brett Pitt, no, already happened.
Yep, he's here. Pat Burrell will be, well, no, that happened today. I think the people that you've already seen in a Giants uniform this year, the likes of Ford, Burris, Runzler, that group, Surkamp, they will all be here on Friday.
Surkamp is already penciled in to start on Tuesday, although he actually cannot. He has to wait the 10 days, right? As Pill actually embraced JT Snow there, whose number he is wearing. Beltran on a changeup, quickly behind in the count 0-2.
Murph's waited quite a while to hand that uniform out, or that number.
Well, Pill played first base. JT probably worked with him spring training. And he's made a trip down to Fresno. Check swing foul. Beltran facing Lopez. He's only had 3 career at bats against him and has a single and a double. 2 for 3. Beltran, who in spite of it all is hitting .310 on this homestand. The high pop up. Baker, Barney. I think Baker just finally realized I don't have a clue where that ball is.
Right.
He kept looking up like he was going to make the play.
He's usually the guy at second calling off everybody, and now he's at first. So, hey, I'm going to wait for somebody else to catch this.
I got it. I got it. Don't worry. I got it. Where is it? Yeah, you got it.
It's the old story at Candlestick where the ball would go up and the infielders would all yell, "You got it." We don't want it.
Mark DeRosa. DeRosa, 5 hits in 9 career at bats versus Rodrigo Lopez. One ball, 1 strike. Amy G downstairs near the dugout.
Well, gentlemen, about JT Snow's number, just a reminder, actually, Orlando Cabrera wore his number for 1 game, ended up giving it back. He said it was too much pressure to fill the shoes of JT Snow, but JT, you know, he had fun with it. He said, wear it with pride. I'm sure that's what he just told Brett as well. Maybe Brett doesn't know the pressure yet, guys.
Well, I mean, if you're JT Snow, you tell him, you got a lot to live up to, pal. Come on. Just don't hand that out to anybody.
Guy bounces a throw to you at first, you better pick it.
Yeah, I mean, when I got traded to the Giants, Cy Bynick, the clubhouse manager for the Indians, says, I'm not going to give your number away for a while.
Struck him out inside corner, and DeRosa thought it was a little bit too far in.
Well, I didn't know that for a while was like a week, because I'm in San Francisco and the manager, Pat Corrales, is wearing my number. Says, a manager gets my number, 18? I want my number to be on the field.
So you mean the equipment manager said, I'm not giving your uniform under number out right away, but then like he meant like with at least in the first 3 or 4 days.
I thought maybe it was going to be like 5 years.
Wasn't even 5 days.
It wasn't even 5 days. Ted Corrales.
So you got traded on a Friday, and by Monday, okay, I think that's enough. That's enough time.
I want his.
Cody Ross with 2 down and nobody on.
Patty Kowalski, our ball babe down the left field line. He's done this before. All right, Patty, let's check it out. Not your fault. Had too much spin on it. You get a pass.
Aramis Ramirez just got him. On to the 3rd inning. Bumgarner back to the hills. No score.
Bay Area chapter of the American Heart Association, and the goal is to promote healthier lives. The walk will take place on Friday, September 16th. It's only $25. For more information and to be a part of the Giants Heart Walk team, visit sfgiants.com/heartwalk.
Madison Bumgarner, 5 strikeouts the first 2 innings. As he goes to work here in the third, Dwayne Kuiper will tell you all about it.
All right, John, and the first pitch to Darwin Barney is indeed a strike. The only ball that's been put in play against Bumgarner was Ramirez in a weak ground ball to first. And a quick 0-2 to Darwin Barney, who's 2 for 6 lifetime against Bumgarner. Did not start on Monday. Started yesterday and went 0 for 4 with an RBI. Down low. Bumgarner's been right around 90, 91, 92 with his fastball. But it's at the speed right now that he feels comfortable controlling. This has popped up. It'll be Keppinger doing the pop-up dance, and he'll put it away. 1 out here in the third. And here's Lopez. Got a good motion, and he never takes his eye off the target.
Well, he looks sharp, needless to say, so far today.
Sharp, and he's such a strong young kid. Fastball is high. Lopez is 2 for 21 on the season. On deck is Starlin Castro. Nice and easy as he takes a little off to pour it in for a strike. Dodgers are hosting the Padres this afternoon, and LA leading 3-1 in the fourth. Down low to Rodrigo Lopez.
Barajas a home run for LA. Dodgers are playing well. They won 7 of their last 8.
And it's some Andre Ethier, I don't want to say problems, but some things going on between the Dodgers and him. Lopez fouls it on a play. Ethier's had a knee problem, and he did an interview with TJ Simers, the columnist for the LA Times, and he kind of implied that the Dodgers were pushing him to play with a bad knee. And when they being the Dodgers, approached Ethier about it, he said, well, I guess it sure sounded like that, but I didn't mean it that way. 6 strikeouts for Bumgarner. But I believe he had a grand slam last night.
Yeah. Capped an 8-run inning for the Dodgers. What is that like? 8 runs in the same inning?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we'd be happy if you chopped that in half.
Or even just for a game.
For one game. Castro bounces it foul. More work for Patty Kowalski. Come on, Patty. Patty's on the move. Cody Ross is like, Patty, this one's yours, kid.
Yeah, see, it didn't have all that spin that time, and she had no problems with it.
Patty gave it to a girl. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. She looks at it like that and holds it like that long enough. If that's her brother, her brother's going to take it.
She is studying that.
Yes, she is. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
That's a good change up there for Bumgarner.
Yeah, you got to look at all the stitches and she's still looking at it, John.
Yeah. There's a lot going on in that ball.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Castro, and it's inside a cutter. 2-2.
Oh, he got it.
Yeah. You might not get it back. Here, you can have my hat. 2-2 pitch to Castro, and it's bounced up the middle, and that'll be the first hit for the Cubs, and it comes with 2 outs here in the third. Sometimes it's not how hard you hit it, it's where you hit it. And that's what Castro did. He hit it right back up the middle. John mentioned he leads the league in hits. And now you see why he gets his hits.
Well, he's tied for the Cubs lead in steals. And I mentioned that here because this is a spot where a steal would be tactically a very good play for the Cubs. But Chris Stewart can be tough to steal a bag against if the pitcher gives him any kind of a shot at all. He's out to talk to Bumgarner, and that may be one of the topics.
He may just have said, give me a shot.
Castro 17 steals, been thrown out 5 times. He and Tony Campana tied for the club lead. Campana is more of a role player off the bench, but he has explosive speed.
Very fast. So Reed Johnson, who struck out in the first. Castro with his lead. He does not go. And Johnson takes a called strike on the inside corner.
Castro is going back toward the bag. So he's had 85% success in his attempts to steal second. There he goes.
And he goes. And Stewart's throw is into center field. Torres slips. And Castro had stopped at third. And Castro's limping. And he is standing on the bag. He's going to try to walk this off. But there's a good jump. I think a good throw. John may have him, but what happens with Chris Stewart is he relies so much on quickness, getting the ball out of the glove, that in a way it's a lot like a third baseman when they charge a slow roller and they pick up the baseball. They have to throw it any way that they pick it up. And I think Stewart sometimes has to throw it any way he can get it out of his glove. And there you see Castro coming up lane. And maybe he turned something there. He got about 10 feet from third base and he started to show signs of a limp. But he's going to hang around. It'll be a steal, his 18th, and an error on Stewart.
But generally speaking, let's say a guy hits a ground ball to the second baseman. The second baseman will have a little extra moment, and he's trying to get a grip across the seam, right? And then make the throw.
Yep, it's not quite that easy for a catcher because one of the glove. Little flare to right, and Keppinger is going to make the play, and that'll end the innings. Looked at first like it was going to be one of those duck snorts.
With a runner at third, here's the Ford right choice in the first half of this inning. Reed Johnson hits a little flare, and nicely done by Jeff Keppinger. And I guess when you're playing second base, Kite, you know immediately it's either you catch it or it's not going to get caught.
You do not have to worry about a collision on that play. And I don't think that's what Ron Wotus is talking about. I think they're talking about where Keppinger was on Stewart's throw on the steal. Here's Fontenot as he takes a strike.
Well, that's a good point. Was he in the right spot?
Yeah, I actually don't remember where he was, but it may be that Wotus is telling Keppinger to straddle the bag. You know, you don't have to come out so far and cheat. And he actually was straddling the bag. So I'm not sure he could have done anything different there. Into right center field, Fontenot. Is he going to stretch it? You bet he is. And he's going to slide into second base with a double, and the Giants with their second hit. Just ropes it in between Bird and Johnson. New York Life safe at second, safe and secure. Fontenot on the move. New York Life. Here's Stewart. Stewart hitting 186. Stewart has never had an at bat against Lopez, and this is popped out to left field. And Stewart is retired. Right, Dave Fleming's going to replace John in innings 4, 5, and 6. See Dave with Lee Jones in the background. Here's Bumgarner. Bumgarner can hit a little bit. He's got a chance to help himself as he takes a strike.
Best sick day ever.
It's a good one.
And that, hey, it's just between us.
That's right. We will not tell anybody.
Your bosses will never find out from us. You called in sick and went to the ball game.
Bumgarner skies one to right. Johnson moving back. Fontenot's going to tag. Fontenot will end up at third as the throw comes in from Johnson.
Well, Chris Stewart, he's the 8th place hitter, and it's not like another spot in the order where with nobody on runner at second, you really want to move the guy up at the very least. You want to knock him in. You're the 8th place hitter. You don't want to leave it up to the pitcher. But the way the Giants are going and the way Bumgarner can swing the bat, I think the Giants would like to have seen Stewart at least get Fontenot to third.
Absolutely. Here's Torres, who singled in the first. 2 outs, and the pitch is a belt tie strike. Now Stewart 0 for his last 14, 3 for his last 36. And another strike, and it's 0-2. The numbers for Stewart, obviously offensively not very good, but he's not here and playing because he can hit. Torres lines it foul. Look out.
I think the Giants right now are in such dire straits offensively. You get a runner at second, unless you're maybe Pablo or Beltran, part of your at bat should be at least getting that guy over to third.
You move him along. 0-2 pitch. Got him. And that'll end the inning. Dave Fleming will be in. He'll be in 4, 5, and 6. John will head to the KMBR side. Here it's 0-0. AT&T. Everybody knows this one. Name the 3 players to win 16 or more Gold Gloves. It's an easy one. Dave Fleming's now sitting next to me. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
And Ramirez bounces it foul. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
I have enjoyed being on the TV side with you for a few days.
We've never done that before.
No.
Matter of fact, if Kruk doesn't want to come back, that's fine.
Yeah. Somehow we're managing. I'm looking forward to having it back.
What's going on out here? Can you tell me, please? There's a pop-up playable. DeRosa. 1 out.
Now, sometimes those gatherings out on the bay are very organized and seem like everybody's got their act together. I'm not going with that theme today.
Now, the guys in the truck say the guy is standing in a giant ashtray.
It sure looks like it.
Something's going on out there. Here's Jeff Baker. Foul back. We say this a lot, and it's really true. With the access of fans all over the world being able to watch any baseball game they want at any time on many devices. As this is bounced to Sandoval, and he'll make the play, and DeRosa will make the tag. We have to have people, Midwest, wherever, East Coast, somewhere, that look at our fans and go, what is going on in San Francisco? Yeah, see? What is going on in San Francisco? We have a man in an ashtray trying to catch a football.
On the water.
There's Soriano. And we haven't even shown people with the panda and giraffe lids on yet.
No, we've kept it quiet today so far.
Except for now. Loop down the right field line. Foul. The enjoyment we got was on this past road trip in the towns with the high humidity. Panda hats all over the place. In the humidity, 100 degrees, 85% humidity, panda hats. All right, how's this arm?
Whoa.
Man, you might have a coach down south that might be checking that guy out.
Walk on.
Sandoval with the throw, and the Giants are coming up.
Presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right, our trivia question. This is what it was, brought to you by AT&T. Name the 3 players to win 16 or more Gold Gloves. Maddox, Jim Cott, Brooks Robinson. How about that?
A couple of pitchers, including a guy that Rodrigo Lopez models his whole game after.
Yeah. Keppinger, high drive. Left field, out of here. Giants are on the board. They lead 1-0. His 6th of the year.
And it feels big. That's the first lead the Giants have had in this series. They have not led until right now at any point against the Cubs.
Here's Sandoval. Sandoval swings mightily and fouls it out of play.
You just can't try to steal a strike against Keppinger with one of those first pitch breaking balls, because Jeff is ready to swing, and that's exactly what he did right there.
Sandoval, high drive. It is out of here. Holy smokes, we got an epidemic. Well, Sandoval, you could tell with the swing that he had prior to that, he was going for it. And that's his 16th of the year, his 2nd lifetime against Lopez. And if you're Beltran, you got to try it. Come on.
Give it a go. Giants had not hit a home run in a week. And now they've gone back to back.
It was Beltran against the Padres.
Yeah.
And he had a pitch. And he fouled it straight back. DeRosa on deck. On the ground to third, where Aramis Ramirez loves it, and Beltran's retired.
We saw Keppinger's swing again. Here's Pablo Sandoval with his home run. That looked like a high fastball, not the breaking ball.
Well, watch how he gets both cheeks into this one.
They were both there. They were into it.
DeRosa with a line drive, base hit, center field. We're trying to find out if that ball went in on the fly. I don't think it did. They haven't changed the number.
I thought it bounced. The water cannons went off about at contact. Whoever runs the water cannons just knew that was gone. I love those home runs where they're giving it a splash hit.
Wow. Maybe you change the rules at some point. If they bounce in, count it. Foul balls that go in, count it.
Maybe we're out of practice. We haven't seen one in a while.
Of course. But the area that Sandoval hit that, you don't see many go in the water in that direction. And it's hard to tell because of got the attention of that jogger as he was jogging by. Low to Cody Ross. Fontenot on deck. Giants 2, Cubs nothing. look out. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, it's just hard to believe the Giants have gone a week without a single home run. I mean, it's so hard to generate offense if you're just not ever going to hit a home run. So they got a couple here in this inning. And they get something from Pablo Sandoval. I mean, a quiet story of this homestand was Pablo struggling at the plate.
On the ground to third, Ramirez checks on second and throws out Cody Ross. So DeRosa in scoring position, and that'll bring up Fontenot.
Now the first home run of the back-to-back, Jeff Keppinger on that first pitch breaking ball. He made it out by a couple of rows there, and out towards straightaway left field. So Jeff Keppinger, his 6th home run of the year. What's that? His 2nd with the Giants.
Yep. He hit one, I believe, in Miami. It was a high foul out of play off the bat of Fontenot. So Sandoval's put one in the water 6 times in his career. That's pretty good. Fontenot doubled in the 3rd. A hit here scores another run. And he lines it at Johnson, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants hit back-to-back home runs here in the 4th inning. Keppinger is 6th. Sandoval is 16th. It's bye-bye, baby. 2-0 Giants.
For 2012 next season, only fewer than 1,000 new season ticket locations are left. The only way to guarantee season tickets next year is to act now before they're gone. Call 415-972-2298 for more info.
Marlon Byrd is going to line a single into center field. All right, Amy G, what's up?
Well, Dwayne, we got some clubhouse reaction today from Matt Cain regarding the loss of veterans Aaron Rowan and Miguel Tejada. Understandably, they were emotional, and Matt Cain said, quote, "It stinks that we've lost Aaron Rowan and Miguel Tejada. Aaron was a great competitor, Miggy a great clubhouse guy, and on behalf of all of his team, he said they will be missed." Let's go back to you.
Indeed they will. And it's hard to say goodbye to these guys. By the way, it is the 5th inning, and here's Dave Fleming, too.
I thought you did a very nice job there in the 4th, though.
Yeah.
If you'd like to just keep going.
No.
No? Okay.
My voice needs a rest. I called 2 home runs.
Yeah. Take it easy over there.
Going for a massage. Right?
Too frisky. 0-1 pitch. And Soto skies one to left. Cody Ross is fighting this one, and he might have lost it. and then found it again. Makes the catch. That was unusual looking, but he got it done. Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Cache Creek's Money Tree. Win $500 cash every hour from noon until 11 p.m. Visit CacheCreek.com for details. What a day in San Francisco. A day to be at the ballpark and eat some ice cream. And watch the Giants hit a couple of home runs. Giants lead 2-0. Darwin Barney is the 8th place hitter here today. Madison Bumgarner, he's only given up 2 hits in the first 4+ innings. He has 6 strikeouts. He's really pitched well, and now he has some run support. And for Bumgarner, who even by the Giants standards has been under supported all year long, 2 runs, that's a nice lead for him. One and 2 to Barney. The runner at first base, Marlon Byrd, only has a couple of steals. Cubs do not steal many bases. Fewer steals than the Giants have on the year.
Sandoval is the Mandoval.
That almost looks like that was just put together a couple minutes ago. Ball 2.
Just came to somebody really fast and they turned around and said, anybody got any paper?
Yeah, I brought this empty poster board here. You can borrow this.
Sandoval is the Mandoval.
Pablo had not even knocked in a run on this homestand. And he hit one into San Francisco Bay. Barney being a pest, which he typically does, hanging in there. Well, Pablo, I do give Pablo credit because he's had a rough week, and the Giants offense has not been scoring any runs, but he is out there beat up. He's playing hurt. And trying to produce for a Giants offense that really needs him. 2-2. Another ground ball foul. This is what he does.
Patty Kowalski chasing it down.
She's been busy.
She has. Steve Kowalski is down the first base line.
It's been a little quieter for Steve today. Just missing.
Well, this becomes a pretty big pitch. You don't want to walk Darwin Barney.
You walk him, you give the pitcher who's on deck a chance to put a bunt down and get 2 guys into scoring position. You'd already have 1 with a walk here.
Really good at shutdown innings.
Second best percentage in baseball. An inning after an offense scores a pitcher some runs of support, keep the other team scoreless. Bird was taken off there. But he has to go back after the foul ball. Only Tim Hudson has been better at that all year in the big leagues. So when the Giants get Bumgarner a run, usually that next inning he can shut that offense down. Ninth pitch of the at-bat coming right here to the 8th place hitter, Darwin Barney. And another 3-2. Bird running again. Swing and a miss. A little bobble by Stewart, and then the throw bounces past Keppinger. And now the home plate umpire, Doug Eddings, is saying no. They're going to say that Marlon Byrd, in fact, they're not just calling the unintentional interference. They're saying it's a double play.
Yeah, watch the interference by Darwin Barney as he falls right into Chris Stewart. As Stewart's throwing arm hit his helmet. Diamondbacks at 6:05. It's also the Giants' inaugural Day on the Bay event, and you need a special ticket. And to find out what it includes, go to this website, sfgiants.com/special events. Space is limited for this first-time event, so lock in your spot on the boat today. 415-972-2298.
So the Giants come up here in the last of the fifth. 2-0. Giants lead the Cubs. Rodrigo Lopez, starter, still on the mound for Chicago. Bottom part of the order here. Stewart, Bumgarner. Stewart, bunt, real good one. Ramirez, no play. And Stewart was involved in the play that ended the top of the fifth inning. And I think it's interesting to look at this play again. The home plate umpire, Doug Eddings, called interference against Darwin Barney here. After Stewart double clutch, perhaps Barney thought that Stewart had already thrown the ball and the play was over, and he started walking away, and he walked right into Stewart.
Yep. I mean, it's a rhythm play. You swing and miss, you wait, and then you walk.
So interesting how that double clutch ended up helping the Giants get that call. The distinction is, if you, and we'll just give you the official rule, interferes with, obstructs, impedes, hinders, confuses any fielder attempting to make a play, and there's more specific language in the rule book about that play specifically. Bumgarner pops a bunt up, but it'll drop harmlessly foul. The hitter is allowed, you can follow through, and your natural follow through, if it takes you into the path of the catcher, well, they could call interference but not call the runner out. Just say go back to first base. You're not allowed to steal. Ball dead. But if the umpire judges that it's not part of the follow through, and like Barney there, he just started walking right into Stewart, that's where the runner also is out. And that's what happened, and the Giants benefited from it.
Well, I know on other plays you have to throw the ball. Like on a double play, if a runner comes in and they do some weird stuff, if you don't throw the ball, they're probably not going to call interference.
Yeah.
The fact that Stewart threw the ball, and the umpires made the call.
Ended up making the play. You're right. After he double clutched or bobbled it, he could have just held on. Bumgarner goes to bunt and gets this one down. Soto, the catcher, his play to first. Good sacrifice bunt. 2 bunts in a row, and the Giants have a scoring opportunity. Chris Stewart, the man into scoring position, and Bumgarner will get some high fives back in that Giants dugout. So now Andres Torres, who struck out his last time up with a chance to knock in a run, has another opportunity right here, and he goes to bunt. Lopez will field it and throw him out. Well, that is a little unusual. Presumably Andres looked at a bunt for a hit there, but it didn't work. 2 down. Well, Rodrigo Lopez, who does a Greg Maddux impersonation on the mound. Maddux got strikeout number 3,000 against Omar Vizquel and the Giants at Wrigley Field several years ago. One of the all-time greats in that upper pantheon of pitchers in the history of the game, Greg Maddux. He also got his 300th win against the Giants. Now Keppinger hits one foul, trying to score Stewart from third with 2 down here in the last of the fifth. So Maddux had a couple of his big milestones against the Giants. That 3,000th strikeout that you just saw. And we have a pitcher here today for the Cubs who just basically tries to imitate everything Maddux did on the mound.
Well, John and I were talking about it. It worked for Charlie Morton.
Yeah, doing the Roy Halladay thing. Lopez has been doing the Maddux for a while.
I mean, if Lopez were not to have like a decent year, then Maddux has every right to call him and say, knock it off. I don't want you to imitate me anymore.
Well, I think that call would have probably come already. There's strike 2 to Keppinger.
He stayed in the big leagues. He bounces from team to team. And more than anything, what teams just ask Lopez to do is keep us in the game for 5 or 6 innings.
He's made a career out of that. Keppinger homered his last time up. It's a fastball foul here. And that home run, which was the first of back-to-back homers in the 4th inning against Lopez. First pitch swing on a hanging breaking ball. Straightaway left and really out towards fairly deep left center field. Runner at third, 2 down. Keppinger, a little bloop into shallow right center, base hit. And the Giants will take a 3-0 lead.
Wow, how about that? A bunt, a bunt, and a single. How do I explain that? But it's hit in the perfect spot, the Bermuda Triangle. 3 defensive Cubs cannot come up with it. That's the first time I've ever described something as a bunt, and a single. Bunt, bloop. Here's Sandoval, and he bounces one up the middle. No play for Darwin Barney. We thought the ground attack had gone away. It is alive and well, apparently. Combo with the infield hit, and now the Giants with another runner in scoring position. Keppinger at second with 2 down. A chance for Carlos Beltran. Well, a fan that digs Greg Maddux.
Not sure what he's cheering about at the moment exactly. But Maddux, we showed you his 3,000th strikeout against the Giants right here in San Francisco. He got his 300th win. That was a Brad Hennessy day for the Giants. Hennessy, Marquise Grissom. I remember Giants fans after the end of that game when it was officially over and Maddux had long been out of the game. They wanted to salute him.
Yep.
They were real classy about it, and Maddux was nowhere to be found. Never came back on the field, was just back at the clubhouse. Said, well, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, you know what? It happens every week. 300 wins.
So Giants fans were just sort of looking around, looking for somebody to clap for. Ball 2 to Carlos Beltran. And the Cubs, for the first time, are going to get the bullpen going. That's Graybo, the left-hander. Mark DeRosa is on deck. Ball 3.
Well, if you're Bruce Bochy, you're going to give Carlos Beltran the green light. Just let it rip.
We may not know enough about Carlos Beltran yet to know whether he would often actually swing on 3-0. He's not going to have a chance there. That was inside. Beltran takes a walk, and I think that's a good sign. That's a big part of his game, and it's not been part of his game in a Giants uniform for whatever reason. Over anxious to get it all done himself, be the man, whatever. Beltran takes a walk. Bases are loaded, and Mark DeRosa, who has a hit in this game, comes up for the 3rd time. And a hit here would be so big for the Giants just to open this thing up. DeRosa hits it on the ground. Barney handles it. They'll throw out DeRosa. They do get another run, though, with the ground attack, and the Giants onto the 6th have a 3-0 lead.
6th inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light freeze cam. Take a look at Madison Bumgarner. Those eyes do not leave the target. Coors Light freeze cam brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Great shot of the 22-year-old kid who's pitching well again today. He and the Giants have a 3-0 lead. And it's the pitcher Lopez, after that unusual double play, who leads off here in the 6th. Bumgarner struck out the 8th place hitter Darwin Barney, with Bird taking off for second, and interference was called against Barney. A double play ruled, and the top of the 5th was over. Lopez is 0 for 1 in this game. Bumgarner has 7 strikeouts in the first 5 innings. Diamondbacks play later tonight at home against Colorado, and then they have tomorrow off just like the Giants do. So both teams off on September 1. Make their roster adjustments. And Lopez with the ball getting away. Stewart's got to hurry this one, and he just gets it to first in time for the putout. Bumgarner gets credit for his 8th strikeout.
All right, Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay is brought to you by Wendy's. You know when it's real.
You kept me in suspense there.
That was the point.
Yeah.
Wanted to have you work up an appetite before I dropped the Wendy's on you.
It worked. Here's Castro, 1 for 2. More hits than anybody else in the National League for this 21-year-old. So 22-year-old pitcher, 21-year-old hitter. I believe these two will be battling head-to-head for a long time to come.
Absolutely.
0-2. I love Castro's reaction. He struck out to lead off the game against Bumgarner. And as he was walking back to the dugout, he was looking out of the mound like that. That pitch did not look fair.
Well, they're both good now, and they're both going to get a whole lot better.
In tight.
There may be a time when this pitching staff will be Bumgarner's pitching staff.
May well be. He got Castro for the 2nd time. Beautiful pitch, that slider up and in.
And he looked at him again. What's the location? That's where Stewart wants it. And maybe a little higher than Stewart wanted it. But nevertheless, it's still got Castro.
And Castro, well, you can get him out, but he doesn't strike out a whole lot.
No, he doesn't.
And against a left-handed pitcher, Bumgarner struck him out swinging 2 times in this game. Now Johnson, well, he's watched the Giants bunt about 6 times in this game already. He decided he wanted to make that a part of his game.
If you can steal second, it's okay to bunt with 2 strikes. I'm not sure Johnson qualifies.
Maybe. Hits that one to center field. Torres is right there, and Madison Bumgarner has a nice 1-2-3 inning. Giants 3, Cubs 0.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. Call 1-800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com to find a local agent. We are insurance. We are farmers. By Xfinity, home of the most live sports. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new Jumbo Breakfast Platter for just $2.99 plus tax at Jack in the Box at participating restaurants.
What a San Francisco day today. And the Giants and the Cubs wrapping up this 3-game series. 3-0. Giants leading the Cubs, trying to salvage a game. Rodrigo Lopez still in there. Cody Ross takes the slider at the knees. Strike one to get the bottom of the 6th underway. Ross, Fontenot, and Stewart due to bat. Kempinger and Sandoval with back-to-back home runs. And Kempinger another RBI hit on top of that. A couple of buddies rooting for different teams. Oh man, that hit him. Tried to check his swing and get out of the way, and the ball kept riding inside. It got him right on the hand. And that one hurts.
Yeah, that's one where you don't want to take the batting glove off because you're afraid you might see something you don't want to see. If it hits him on top of the bottom hand right there, and yeah, that's a bad one. Well, so many little bones in the back of your hand.
It's been a long time since I'd been hit in the hand by a baseball, and I was doing some event here at the park, and some guys were playing catch, and somebody winged one, and it got me right almost in that same spot, and obviously not nearly as hard as what Rodrigo Lopez was just throwing, and I wanted to just curl up into a ball and go home.
I remember that day.
It was not good.
I think you let it affect you all day, as a matter of fact.
I believe I did. He's not real macho about it.
I mean, that's the thing. Guys get mad when they get hit, and they know that the pitcher didn't do it on purpose, but you get mad because it hurts.
It hurts so much. Mike Fondo's had 2 good swings today. Ball 1.
Look, if you're walking through the garage and you drop that sledgehammer on your toe, you're going to be mad because it hurts. It's really no different than when you're standing in the batter's box. Now, if the guy is throwing at you on purpose, that's a whole different mad.
Even madder.
Yep.
Lopez taking a long time here, and he misses again. Ball 2.
There's garage mad and there's intent mad.
The Yankees and the Red Sox had a little intent mad last night at Fenway, looked like.
Yep. Well, they probably only play about 20 more times against each other the rest of the way. Every weekend it does seem like it's the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Well, I think they both also know they could well collide again in the playoffs this year.
Of course.
Both going to be in. Ross taking a little extra long lead at first, but now it's 3-0 to Fontenot. Lopez does not look very eager to challenge Fontenot, who has doubled and lined out. But the Cubs are behind 3-0. Strike 1. Didn't have to be.
Now you might see Ross go.
Yeah. In fact, I think there's probably a pretty good chance of it.
I'm betting your paycheck that he's going right here.
No, no, no.
We'll bet Mike's.
Much better. Well, they picked him off. He was going.
And Ross said it's a balk. And then the umpire, Dana Demuth, looked right at him and called him out. So, oh no, that's really close. Well, if you're Cody, it's like, all right, he balked. All right, I'm not. Oh, And then I'll try to get out of the way at the last second. That usually doesn't work.
I mean, the idea is, did he get off the slab there? That ball 4 to Fontenot while they take a look at Cody Ross. We'll send it down to Amy G.
Thanks, Dave. Gary Brown, the Giants 2010 first-round draft pick, was named the California League Player of the Week. Here's why. Over his last 10 games with San Jose, he's batting .532 and had 25 hits. He's absolutely torn it up with San Jose this season. Currently, he has 180 hits and broke San Jose's single-season hits record of 176, previously held by Mark Leonard. Way to go, Gary, guys.
Congrats to Gary Brown, a big part, I believe, of the Giants' future.
And we had Mark Leonard mentioned.
Which doesn't happen all that often.
Oh, I love when they mention Leo's name. Maybe the day's over with for Cody, or maybe he's just going to get that wrist taped up.
Stewart. Now 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Checking that left hand out. They're pitching out, but Fontenot wasn't going anywhere. 2-1. But Gary Brown, who is a Cal State Fullerton product, first-round pick, as Amy was mentioning there, and he has had a tremendous year. His first year as a professional with the Giants down in San Jose. I think he's likely to be the league player of the year, not just player of the week. Huge speed. Excellent defense in center field. And he can hit. I think the Giants feel like he could be a great fit in this ballpark where you need defense in center field, cover a lot of ground. Ripped down the left field line by Stewart. And Soriano cannot cut it off. Fontenot's going to be sent around, and he will score. Chris Stewart knocks in the run. 4-0 Giants. Here comes the Cubs manager. Lopez is finished.
So when it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. Combined.
Strike 1 to Madison Bumgarner. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Giants have knocked the starter Rodrigo Lopez out of the game, and the new pitcher is the left-hander John Graybo. There's strike 2 from the lefty to Bumgarner. 54th appearance of the year. 4.69 ERA for Graybo. Bumgarner skies that one and pretty well hit out to center field. Bird makes the catch. Stewart is tagging. He'll go to third. Bumgarner's had an excellent day on the mound, and he swung the bat pretty well. Closer approves.
I missed that guy.
Yeah. Andres Torres will bat right-handed here against Graybo. You know, this long homestand has really emphasized the absence of Brian Wilson. We're so used to at home Wilson being in almost every game, tied late, and he's coming in. There's a catch by Bird. The Giants are retired. They get another run, and John Miller will come back to join Kipe here. 4-0 Giants.
On the upper deck? No way!
All right, here's our Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Starlin Castro has a hit in this game. Lopez got hit around a little bit. Keppinger's had a good day. Keppinger and Sandoval with back-to-back home runs. And really the star of the game has been Madison Bumgarner, who throws a strike to Aramis Ramirez. And anyway, that's your Toyota game summary. John Miller is back. And this couple here, well, they like the bum. As Ramirez bounces this one foul, and it's 0-2.
Well, Ramirez has been about the hottest hitter on the planet here lately. And Bumgarner, that's why they like the bum so much. He has just shut down Ramirez. He's not made hard contact against him.
He's bounced out, he's popped out, and the 0-2 pitch is high, 1-2. 1 for 5 Ramirez against Bumgarner coming into this game lifetime. Baker to follow, and then Soriano, and that pitch is low. That's 89 pitches now for Bumgarner. And another foul ball.
He threw a lot of them early, 55 pitches in the first 3 innings, so he's had a much better economy of pitches since those first 3.
Sandoval in foul territory.
That would have been a tough play.
I picked up the paper this morning, John, and you look for familiar names. You look for people you like if something happens in their life or their career. John Bowker added to the Phillies roster. The 2-2 pitch to Ramirez is fouled out of play. That's right. Our John Bowker, the Bowker that started out his career here in San Francisco. The kid from Sacramento.
And Bowker, was he part of the deal that got the Giants Javier Lopez? Or?
That's exactly right. Another foul ball off the end of the bat. Bowker was with the Pirates, the big club, earlier in the season. He went 4 for 17. Designated for assignment, went to AAA and hit .306 with Indianapolis with 15 home runs and 76 RBIs. Popped up. Finally, Ramirez puts one between the lines, and Keppinger with a tough pop-up and a nice play. So the Phillies said they wanted to improve their outfield depth and their bench. Bowker is eligible for a playoff spot on the roster. How about that? Good for John.
Okay. Some people think that the Phillies will also try and add Aaron Rowand. Although at this point, because he's been designated for assignment, they would have to make a trade with the Giants to get him.
To right field off the bat of Baker. Beltran got a good jump. Now he circles underneath it. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Soriano.
If a team is going to have either Rowand or Tejada, in either case, not just be available for the stretch run for them, but to be available on a postseason roster, they need to acquire them from the Giants by 9 o'clock Pacific time tonight.
Soriano has walked and he's bounced out to third. And a strike to the 0-1.
Well, there's a 10-day period when a guy's designated for assignment, which is set up. If there's nothing that happens, if there's no deal made, then they can just be released and anybody can go after him. But that would be well past that deadline for the player to be available for postseason roster duties.
One ball and one strike. 1-2. Well, John, you got added with Dave. A little sticky there. Brooks is gone, so.
Jon.
So you don't want to eliminate them.
Well, she's only what, like 5? Yeah. Don't eliminate me. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, look out. Whistled right into the Giants dugout and then out again.
That got there so fast, I think our cameraman felt the ball go right by his body before he heard the crack of the bat.
Rusty hiding behind that camera. He said, I'm fine, I'm good. And then we'll vote on that. 1-2 to Soriano. Bird to follow with 2 outs. And he bounced that one. It's 2-2.
Well, there. See, that's not like Soriano swings at everything.
That's right. That was pitch 100 for Madison Bumgarner. 9 strikeouts, 1 walk. 1 walk. He walked Soriano in the second. Make it 3 base runners. 2 hits and a walk. Everybody ducking for cover.
Well, first Ramirez, now Soriano here in this inning, giving Bumgarner a workout. Yellow.
Two and 2. And another foul ball.
Well, he's had 9 strikeouts, so he's had a lot of swinging and missing going on in this game, but not so much in this inning. This will be his 18th pitch of the inning.
Got him. Double digits in strikeouts. That's number 10. 4-0 Giants. Madison Bumgarner with 10 strikeouts watching. New pitcher for the Chicago Cubs is James Russell. Russell to Keppinger, and the pitch is high. Keppinger's got a home run and a single. He's got 2 RBIs. Those are the numbers for Russell. A 4.26 ERA. Keppinger had a great night last night with 3 hits and 5 at bats, and he's trying to duplicate it here this afternoon. Line drive, right center field, and he's got his 3rd hit. Is he going to go for 2? He is. Marlin's throw is offline, and Keppinger now needs a triple for the cycle.
Keppinger has been a solid hitter, right around 300 all year long, but these last 2 days, he's hitting everything, and he's hitting it hard, and he's getting extra base hits. That was not necessarily a bad pitch by Russell.
Kind of went down and did what you really want to do, and that's go the other way. So nice piece of hitting in here, Sandoval. Sandoval batting right-handed. He's 2 for 3, a home run and a single. And Sandoval pops it up. And Ramirez doesn't see it, but now he does. And he puts it away.
Well, there's Pablo batting right-handed, and that still is a much different scene than him batting left-handed. And again, he just doesn't look like he's fully healthy for that side.
And that's significant, maybe not for today, but for Friday night when Joe Saunders pitches for the Diamondbacks.
They'll have tonight off, all day tomorrow and Friday until game time. So the Giants will hope that will do that ailing shoulder a lot of good, as you see Samardzija warming up in the pen, a right-hander.
Here's Beltran. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Just the opposite for Beltran. Yeah. He feels no trouble at all from his right hand, batting right-handed.
He did have a check swing in one of his at-bats. Maybe it was in the 5th inning when he drew a walk. And that was the one thing that he was worried about. Checking, especially on a high fastball. He did not show any signs of a grimace. But you know, I can't imagine that it's 100%. Low. 1 ball and 1 strike. The day off tomorrow, as John mentioned, and then Joe Saunders against Matt Cain. Saturday matchup, Ian Kennedy against Tim Lincecum. Two and 1 to Beltran, and then the Sunday matchup, Daniel Hudson, Ryan Vogelsong. Giants will leave after the game for San Diego.
After this game, the Giants do not play any team other than from the National League West. They're done with the rest of the league.
Beltran out in front, 2-2.
Now that kind of a swing is where it makes Beltran look a little over anxious.
And they do have a trip to each team in the West. 1 trip each to San Diego, Arizona, LA. Beltran pops this one foul down the left field line. And then, of course, a 4-game series in Colorado. Don't forget that StubHub is where you'll find a great selection of seats and the freedom to choose where you want to sit. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Giants. So head to StubHub and choose your seats today. Check out Diamondbacks Giants seats on StubHub. 2-2 pitch to Beltran. High fly ball to left. Soriano back. Soriano in front of the wall, and he'll make the catch. Beltran comes up a bit short.
Well, I think the Giants are happy to see Beltran make loud contact, whether it ends up doing anything or not. And we will add that the prevailing wind here would have been pushing that ball, but the wind right now blowing straight out towards center field.
Yep. All right, we got a new pitcher when it's time for a change. Thing Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
At second, and with the right-handed batting DeRosa coming up, the Cubs bring in a new pitcher, Jeff Samardzija, the right-handed, and they also bring in a new left fielder, Blake DeWitt, to replace Alfonso Soriano. DeWitt will be in the 9th spot in the order.
So here's DeRosa and a chopper over the mound. Charging is Castro. He can't get it. DeRosa with a headlong slide. Keppinger to third. Once it got past Samardzija, it was going to be Darwin Barney and Castro both coming together. Watch these two middle infielders come together. When they do, I'm not sure that there was a collision, but they may have touched. And DeRosa with an infield hit.
So you played second base for many, many years in the big leagues. What should happen in that play? Or is that just one of those plays that's going to happen every once in a while?
You have to give the shortstop every opportunity to make that play.
So Barney was a little overzealous.
So you have to know that that guy's going to be coming like crazy.
He's got the better angle for the throw anyway.
Here's Cody Ross. Cody pops this one out of play. It was interesting. Samardzija, great wide receiver in college. Mark DeRosa, I don't know if he was great, but a mighty fine quarterback in college.
No, I asked him. He was great.
He was great. Both played on this Cubs team at the same time. And there's a story that they went out one day before a game, and DeRosa was throwing passes to Samardzija, and Luke Piniella almost had a kid on the field. Running pass patterns and diving for balls. As there's a strike to Cody Ross, 1-2.
Well, DeRosa can still dive. And we hope he didn't hurt that wrist. It's giving him so much trouble.
All of a sudden, he's having a lot of fun. He's got 2 hits today. Down low, 2-2.
He's been a guy you want to see coming up there with men on base here the last several days. And he got the hit with the man in scoring position, not necessarily the way he wanted to get it, but it's only the second such hit the Giants have had today, and the 11 at bats with a runner at second or third or both.
Well, it's good to see Cody Ross take some pitches.
Yeah. And when we say that, we don't mean just taking strikes just to show that he's going to take some. We mean taking pitches that are not pitches to hit.
And taking pitches that at times this year he's taking swings at it. DeRosa goes, and Ross strikes out swinging to end the inning. Giants strand a pair. We'll head to the 8th. John Miller will do the play-by-play. 4-0 Giants.
Out to Mark Kroon, who last night recorded his 20th save for AAA Fresno. It marks the 8th consecutive season of 20-plus saves for Mr. Kroon. Congratulations to you. And a quick update on San Jose's Gary Brown. San Jose just put out a press release saying that not only was he Player of the Week, Gary Brown was named Rookie of the Year for California League. So congratulations, guys, Dwayne and John.
Good news.
Exciting young prospect.
Good news. It's a 4-0 lead for the Giants. John, take over.
Marlon Byrd leads off for the Cubs. And Madison Bumgarner still out there. That was his 104th pitch that was bounced foul. Giants bullpen, though, will get ready behind him. Sergio Romo, number 54, the right-hander. And there's Javier Lopez, the left-hander, number 49, to join him. So they'll be ready if needed. That cutter is bounced foul off to the left. And it hops up into the stands. So quickly, strike 2 to Bird, who has struck out and singled. Giants began the day announcing that Miguel Tejada and Aaron Rowan had both been designated for assignment. They activated Pat Burrell off the disabled list and brought up Brett Pill from the minors. Pablo's got it. Out at first. Beautifully done on both sides. The grab to take away the hit, and then on his feet just like that.
Well, last September or late August, he doesn't make this play. But now much quicker. It's a two-part play. Great. Now you made one part, but you got to finish it up by making the other part. And that's a good, strong throw. And he makes a good, strong throw.
Now Giovanni Soto, 0-1 the count. There's that throw. Pablo, yeah. A ball and a strike now to Giovanni Soto, who was struck out and flied out to left. You know, I remember years ago the late Don Drysdale, a Hall of Famer, and he was a fearsome right-hander, and no right-handed hitter liked to face him. Willie McCovey, though, a left-handed hitter, did a lot of damage against Drysdale for many, many years. 1-1 the count, and that's inside. But I remember asking Drysdale about facing lefties and righties. I said, would you want to face all righties? And he said, no. He said, I'd rather face a lefty than a righty. But if you're talking about a lineup that's got a lefty, then a righty, a lefty, then a righty, where they're broken up throughout the lineup. I'd rather face all, in his case, he'd rather face the right-hander, but he'd rather face all lefties than have to face lefties and then righties mixed up through the lineup. And Bumgarner's facing all right-handers today. And we wondered early on, maybe the Cubs are doing him a favor, the kind of pitcher he is. Because Drysdale said you could get into a groove and you didn't have to change it because the next hitter was swinging from the other side.
Not a bad point.
Bumgarner got that cutter, and he can be tough on right-handers. And he's had a great day, a 2-hit shutout going here. That slider, and ball 4 to Soto. Only the second walk allowed by Bumgarner, who is now at 112 pitches. Here comes Bochy.
When you see him jog, he hasn't made up his mind.
Darwin Barney is coming up. So basically what? Are you okay? Yeah. You got anything left?
You feel strong? Or if a manager really needs a little security boost, you just go out there knowing if you leave him in, you're going to get a good hand. Is Bochy feeling a lot better now than he did 10 minutes ago?
Way to go, Boch. Genius. One out, runner at first. Barney has popped up to second and struck out into a double play. 0-1.
I think Bruce Bochy would like to see Bumgarner walk off the field after the 8th inning, as opposed to having to come get him and just get a nice ovation that he would richly deserve. But you got to get 2 more outs. And his velocity is pretty much the same. That fastball was at 91.
DeWitt, a left-handed hitter, is on deck. He had not faced a left-handed hitter today. Off the end of the bat. And Cody Ross in a little bit. 2 down. Holding at first, Giovanni Soto.
You're talking about McCovey owning John Drysdale. So can you imagine the clubhouse in those days with the Giants? Everybody moping around because Drysdale was pitching, except for Stretch.
McCovey hit some spectacular home runs against Drysdale. And some of them came right after he had decked Willie Mays. Willie had his moments against Drysdale as well. I remember Drysdale once telling me, this thing about me being a headhunter, that's just not true. I never once intentionally threw at a guy's head.
Anything below open game. Tell you what, the ribs really hurt. You have no protection in the ribs.
But he had it intentionally because it seemed like he threw one at Willie Mays head every time Willie was up there. One and 2 the count. It was almost, I remember thinking it was almost impossible to hit Willie Mays. You could throw at him over and over again, but he just got out of the way. But our staff has checked it out. Drysdale hit Mays twice. Also hit McCovey twice. And Mays had more homers against Drysdale than McCovey. And Madison Bumgarner, 8 strong in the books, and he gets that ovation, richly deserved. 8 shutout innings, only 2 hits allowed, 11 strikeouts.
to the Murph and Mack Morning Show on KNBR tomorrow morning. I'll talk about the game with Murph and Mack on KNBR 680, the sports leader.
Turn in early tonight so you can tune in early tomorrow.
Wow.
There we go.
I got it, I think.
Is it you or who's on with it tomorrow?
I'm on tomorrow.
What time?
7:30, baby.
I better go home and go right to bed. Samardzija for a called strike to Mike Fontenot, who has doubled to right center, lined out to right, and walked and scored a run. Samardzija, the fourth Cubs pitcher of the day. Fontenot, the former Cub. And that's a called strike. I remember it was such a cool thing. It was Fontenot and Terrio, both out of LSU. They've known each other for years, and they were middle infielders for the Cubs. Now both split up and just all over the country. Terrio with the Cardinals, Fontenot here with the Giants. And Samardzija puts him away. He's got great stuff. Friday night, the Giants open up their series with Arizona. It will be Matt Cain and Joe Saunders. Complete Giants coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNBayArea.com. Friday, pregame live at 6:30 and first pitch 7:15. Here is Chris Stewart. And that's a strike. Stewart working with Madison Bumgarner. And it was a beautiful partnership as Pat Burrell has come out on deck to bat for Matty. And Bumgarner with the 11 strikeouts in 8 innings. That equals his career best. He had 11 against Cleveland here back on June 26th as Romo is going down to the bullpen. Bumgarner talking it over with Matt Cain. This Giants rotation not only has been extremely strong, they've all had a hard time getting any kind of offensive support. High throw by Samardzija, but he tags out. Does Baker. Stewart coming by. 2 down, and now Pat Burrell back from the disabled list. And a nice ovation for Pat to bat. And he's likely to get a start in left field here on Friday against Arizona. So this is power versus power, and Samardzija rears back and gets a little extra on that fastball.
It's good test for Pat Burrell coming back.
And he follows the 98-mile-an-hour heater with an 89-mile-an-hour slider. Samardzija's tough to hit. 75 innings pitched this year, 52 hits allowed. Back toward us. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Burrell. Burrell had been on a minor league rehab assignment, and we're seeing him every few days. He'd come back from San Jose with a splitter in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Burrell, I remember after his first couple of days in San Jose, he had played the outfield and came to the batting cage, and Bruce Bochy asked him, how about, can you play the outfield? And he said, yeah. He says, so far so good. He's got that bad foot that put him on the disabled list. 2 down, nobody on in the 8th. Giants ahead 4-0. Got on top of that fastball at 97 miles an hour, topped it foul.
Well, they needed his bat, and they didn't have it obviously when he was gone, but they also needed him to be around just because of his veteran presence. And when he's not around, there's a big hole in that dugout, in that clubhouse.
He's a leader. Castro gets to it. Pat Burrell safe at first, and he'll go to second as the ball went into the camera well. We'll see how they score it, but I think that's got to be scored a hit.
I think it's a hit and error, absolutely. Also, not only is it a test facing Samardzija, but now Burrell testing out the foot as he has to run down the line. Burrell's never been known as a speedster, but you want to be able to get down the line pain-free if you can. And I don't know if it was pain-free, but he was at least getting down the line, and that's a good sign.
Well, Baker probably would have been better served there to come off the bag and get that throw and just allow it as one base instead of giving away the extra base.
He would have also saved his young shortstop an error.
Single and an error. That's the way it's scored. Torres fouling that high fastball, 98 miles an hour, and it's 0-2.
And, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you want to, if you've got a young player like Castro, you want to make him continue to try to make those plays, and you do that by, keeping him from getting a silly error.
Well, he has made that play, I dare say, many times.
Absolutely.
But then again, it's not an easy play to make. Spinning around with the off balance, hurried throw. And there's a simple way not to get that error, and I think this is what you're talking about. He could spin around, plant himself, and make the strong throw, and of course it would be too late. That goes foul. 0-2 the count to Andres Torres.
Well, he's as talented as a young shortstop that I think any of us have ever seen.
Yeah. Well, and you go and look at the group of young short. Hey, Ozzie Smith broke in. He made errors.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now over to third goes Burrell. Pat Burrell, he's got the speed game going here.
Of all people who has to go hard down the line, move on into second, move on into third. A test of all tests. There's Pat Burrell. Looks like he's running all right.
Two down, runner at third now. Burrell infield single, second on the throwing error, third on the wild pitch. 1-2 to Torres, trying to get an RBI here. The Giants ahead 4-0.
Wow.
Just saved there by Giovanni Soto.
I think it's safe to say that not only is Samardzija hard to hit, he's hard to catch too.
Look at the movement on that pitch.
I mean, it almost looked like an 89-mile-an-hour knuckleball. Yeah, catch that.
Just a bit high.
97.
Ramon Ortiz, a right-hander, up in the Cubs bullpen. Two down, runner at third. 3-2 the count. Keppinger would be next. Goes after that high fastball and fights it off.
No, this isn't at bat if you're Andres Torres. If he throws you anything other than a fastball, fine, you might look silly. You just have to sit on that 95, just sit on it and take a good swing at it. He's not in the trick mode right now.
Well, that's exactly what happened. A great slider for the strikeout. Burrell stranded at third. On to the ninth inning.
Some of the exciting action here at the ballpark on a beautiful afternoon. It's 4-0 Giants, and it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Sergio Romo in his 55th game of the year, trying to close this one out for Madison Bumgarner.
And a breaking ball is down low. 1 ball and no strikes. It'll be Castro, Johnson, and then Ramirez here in the 9th. Two balls and no strikes. Romo came off the DL. He's pitched one since then, and he really wasn't that sharp in that one outing. Before he went on the DL, everything was right where he wanted to put it, especially that slider. There's a strike. It's 2-1, and one of his deals is he's just got impeccable control. Four 4-0 Giants with 12 hits. The Cubs with 2. Out of play, it's 2-2. So what's the Beard doing? Oh, he did that in slow motion. If we do that in normal speed, it's pretty amazing.
Wow.
2-2. Got him. Castro has struck out 3 times today. Here's normal speed. Yep, unbelievable.
Well, that's why you need to fear the Beard.
Starting pitchers and relievers on the DL, you just never quite know what they're going to do in that dugout. And either the best at it or the worst at it was my partner when you're not here, John, and that's Mike Krukow. Here's Reed Johnson.
Well, I don't know that even Kruk ever did what Wilson did. Not many pitchers would have been able to do that.
I mean, grow the beard like that?
Well, not break a bat across their gigantic, shaggy beard.
Oh, my word. 0-1 to Johnson.
Maybe the first time since the 19th century. And since there was no TV then, probably the first time ever.
0-2 to Johnson. Is Romo now starting to get the feel of that slider?
Wilson, by the way, this would have been the first chance to activate him from the disabled list today, but he is not ready to go yet.
He is not ready. 0-2.
Whoa, wow. It's not supposed to happen.
Well, it's just too late, that's all. I mean, Romo's not trying to freeze Johnson. And now Romo's going to quick pitch him.
He's already in the stretch. And then Johnson said, well, I'm not getting in as long as he's already set. Romo, he'll do that. He'll play games with a hitter's mind.
Absolutely. Nothing more fun to watch the other day when Guillermo Mota tried to quick pitch. Remember who it was? One of the Astros. Right when he was ready to release the ball, he saw that Stewart was looking down at home plate, and he had to throw the ball up against the backstop.
Quick pitched his own catcher.
Johnson skies this one out to left field. Cody Ross puts it away.
See how he angled the body on that one, trying to avoid having to look directly into the harsh glare of the sun and this cloudless sky today.
So here's Aramis Ramirez with 2 outs in the 9th. Romo deals, and it's a fastball up and in. 1 ball and no strikes.
Madison Bumgarner, 8 shutout innings in this one, equaling his career record with 11 strikeouts. It's only the second time this year that he has not allowed a run in a game.
This is popped behind second base. And that's the ball game. And the Giants take the final game of this 3-game series. A game where it wasn't a must-win, but it was an important win.
Giants needed to win, that's for sure. 4-0. It started with Tejada and Rowan being designated for assignment. Burrell activated. Brett Hill brought up. And then Madison Bumgarner went out and gave the Giants just what they needed. Some overpowering pitching. And he got the win, and he was the stopper.
All right, Giants 4, Cubs nothing. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap is going to start right now.